This man has been bent for over 20 years. An illness condemned him to this terrifying position, unable to move an inch, until a group of doctors dared to commit a madness to save him. Would they succeed? Li Hua was 18 years old when he began to look at the ground. His back hurt, and it was very difficult for him to stand upright. However, this was not a simple case of bad posture, but of an ailment so brutal that no doctor dared to treat it. Until now. Li was a victim of an inflammatory disease known as ankylosing spondylitis, a rare condition that not only causes unbearable pain, but also leads to the fusion of bones. How would Li get out of this? His family could not afford his treatment, and soon he stopped seeing the sky forever. However, he did not know that his condition would be the beginning of a miraculous scientific act. Li became completely deformed, with his chin glued to his chest, the sternum to his pubic bone, and his face to his femur. His own body was a cage, but the cure would be worse than the disease. In China, there is a strong custom for children to take care of their parents as they age. However, in this case, it was the other way around. Li's mother had to bathe him, feed him, and carry him, which made him feel very guilty. But there would be a possibility to change things. After 28 years in this position, Li found a medical team in Shenzhen willing to help him. However, a serious problem would arise. Never in history had a case as extreme as this been reported. Could it be fixed? Well, yes, although it would put his life in danger with a terrifying method. How would the doctors make the impossible possible? The medical team had to break Li, literally. The operation consisted of 3 phases. First, they had to break the thigh bones to widen the space between his face and femur. This was complex because they had to insert a tube with Li conscious. However, this would only be the start. In the second operation, the spine was broken to allow Li to lift his head. However, the most difficult was the third, where Li was broken in such a way that he would be extended. Although the doctors succeeded, Li's body suffered from severe osteoporosis, which complicated the insertion of screws, and worse still, his immune system was so weak that he developed a terrible fever. The doctors made the impossible possible, but could Li's body withstand it? After intense treatments and physiotherapy, Li managed to stand up and look at the sky. Today, he still walks with difficulty, but he can bathe, go to the bathroom, and dress himself. He even works in a small family store where he makes signs, menus, and helps customers. Li Hua, the bent man, never gave up, and I hope you don't either. Always be eager to know more.